Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. Oh, yeah. And we're talking about Handel. So much Handel. Oh, I've got so much Handel. It's going to be unbelievable. We'll be doing Handel for the rest of our lives. And you won't mind, will you? I certainly don't. So, what have we got? Oh, a pile of interesting things. We've got Messiah, something you don't know or never heard before. Yeah, right, Messiah. But this is with the 16 and Harry Christophers, and with Carolyn Sampson, Catherine Wynne Rogers, Mark Padmore, and Christopher Purvis. Really fine soloists. Excellent choir. And he was composed in 24 days. Yeah, you remember that story? Really, really cool. On this disc, the 16 and Harry Christophers are joined by 4 soloists, all revered Handelians. Okay, it's a beautiful performance. It really is. It's absolutely lovely. And it lasts, well, just about 3 hours more. Is it really? No, there's a bonus CD, pardon me, of like other versions of things, thank God. But it's juicy. All kinds of stuff here. Yeah, the bonus CD is fun. You get alternate versions of a lot of stuff. I have so many recordings of Messiah, and some of you I know have even more. And my late partner, David Vernier, who was, a singer and conductor and all this, I had like hundreds of them. It was just, we used to talk about Messiah late into the night. We did. And then we've got the Brockus Passion. This is Handel's only Passion setting in German. It's a well, people like to compare it to the Bach Passions to Handel's Disadvantage. And sort of rightly so. I mean, the Bach Passions are bigger, grander, and meatier musically. This is very good. Let's not kid ourselves. Handel was not a slouch when it came to this stuff. And he reused a lot of the music in like other things. But it's still, and it's, Bach knew this piece. He had a copy of it. So, well, it's rather cool. This performance is actually musiziert nach der Abschrift vom Johann Sebastian Bach. So this is, done after the version that Bach copied himself or something like that. So there you go. It's definitely worth listening to. Most of the arias and things are quite short. It doesn't have the breadth that Bach put into it. But that's okay. I mean, I don't listen to it all that often, but it's part of the essential Handel catalog of sacred music. There's not that much, so that's definitely worth having. It's on Chorus. It's a very good performance. Yeah, we might as well talk about who did it, right? It's Peter Neumann. Yeah, he's very, very good. With Collegium Carthusianum, the Kölner Kammerchor, and a whole slew of soloists, so we don't need to get into. But yeah, definitely worth hearing. Then we've got Solomon. Oh, Solomon. We just talked about the Gardner Solomon. And here is Daniel Royce with the RAIS Kammerchor, the Academy for Alte Musik Berlin. This one's even better, I dare say. You've got Sarah Connolly, Susan Gritton, Carolyn Sampson, Mark Padmore, and David Wilson Johnson. And who are doing the harlots? I mean, you can't have Solomon without harlots. We need really good harlots here. What's the deal here? It doesn't even say. I mean, why don't they tell us? Arrival of the Queen of Sheba, second harlot, first harlot. Well, they're here. They're definitely here. It must be some of these people. Oh, wait a minute. It says so, of course. Solomon's Queen and the Queen of Sheba, Susan Gritton and Carolyn Sampson, also do the first harlot and second harlot. They double up, which makes a lot of sense because, harlots need to moonlight. I mean, they've got to have like a day job. So these harlots do. And it's just a fantastic performance with amazing choral singing. Those double choruses, they're 8-part choruses, which are incredible. And then the Renee Jacob Saul, which is also very dramatic and fun. We've got Rosemary Joshua, Emma Bell, Lawrence Zazo, countertenor is David, a good countertenor, not James Bowman, pardon me. Jeremy Ovenden and Michael Slattery and some other people. Let's see, Gideon Sachs is in here as Saul, and Henry Waddington as Samuel, and Finnur Bjarnason as an Amalekite, and Abner. Michael Slattery, tenor, is the Witch of Endor and the High Priest. So it's the RAIS Kammerchor. I would listen to them sing the Telephone Book. They are so amazing. And Concerto Cone with René Jacob. And this is, of course, 2 hours and 30 minutes of Handel's very, very greatest music. It has a carillon. It has trombones. It has just unbelievably colorful and exciting and thrilling music. And it's a wonderful performance. Then we've got Admetto. Now, Admetto is 3 hours and, oh my God, 3.5, more than that, 3 hours and 40 minutes long. Holy cow. Unbelievable. It's after L'Antigona de Luce da Alcesta. So we know what the story is. It's Alceste and all of those people, with René Jacob singing. He never had a very pleasant voice, actually. Rachel Yakar, Ulrich Kold, Rita Dams, James Bowman, Jill Gomez, Max von Egmond. Okay. Yeah, the opera itself is okay. The performance here, I remember being like, the singing really in the main roles needs help. Between James Bowman and René Jacob, you're sort of in countertenor hell. And it's Il Complesso Barocco under Alan Curtis. And his direction in these operas was a little bit anemic quite often. He did a whole passel of them. Some were quite good. But this one, I think, is handicapped. But we didn't have any choice back in the day. And so I've hung on to this, and I will continue to hang on to it because, it's still Handel, and it's still full of good music. But I can imagine a much more powerful performance than this one, unfortunately. And last but not least, we have Esther. Esther yet again. And this is with the 16 and Harry Christophers. This is the original, again, 1718 version. Unless I already did that one. What was the other Esther? You have so many Esthers. Esther. Let me just take a look and see what happened to my other Esther. I don't see it here. Oh, there it is. Esther. Yeah, okay. This is the same Esther as the previous Esther, except that was on Collins Classics. That's what happened. And Collins tanked, as you may recall, which was a shame. They did some beautiful, beautiful work. And fortunately, what you call them people, the 16 people, managed to get their hands back on this. I think it's the same Esther. Let's take a look. Wait a minute. Okay, here's Esther again. Linda Russell, Nancy Argenta. Yeah, it's the same one. There it is. Michael Chance, Thomas Randall. See, this was in different parts of the room, so I didn't have them together. But, yep, that's the one. It's the 16 and the orchestra of the 16. Let's see, Mark Padmore. Maybe it's not the same. It is the same. No, it's definitely the same. Or mostly the same. I mean, how many Esthers can you have? And the oboe sonata in G minor. Yeah, it's all there. The total time says 47 minutes and 31 seconds. That's not true, but that's okay. We can get the total timing from this one, which is 47:31 and 57:49. That's the total timing, as if we care. So yeah, now it's on Coro. So if you missed it on Collins Classics, you can get it on Coro with the 16. And that's great because, these things come and go much too quickly in the catalog, and we don't have an opportunity as often as not to go back and get them before they're deleted, which is evil and wrong. It ought to be criminal. It really should be. So there you have it, my friends. Tons of Handel, just tons of it, and some of the same performances on different labels. That's why I hang on to these things, so we can figure out what the hell is going on. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me, and take care.